you guys? It's Susie from HeyGrillHey.com, and today we are playing with a fun recipe. We are going to be making some corned beef jerky. Super simple. I'm also going to teach you a pastrami spice that you can put on there for a little extra kick. Let's do it. Tis the time of year for corned beef. Many corned beefs to be hitting our grocery store shelves, usually at a good price. And one of the best things that you can do with corned beef from the grocery store is turn it into jerky. It's already got all of the flavor in the brine. It's a perfect cut of meat for making into jerky. All you got to do is slice it and get it onto your smoker. I have a 2-pound brisket flat here. Corned beef rounds also work really well for jerky. One that I would avoid would be the corned beef brisket points. They're a little bit too fatty. Even on this brisket flat here, you can see I have a nice little layer of fat on the top that I'm going to take off. And then after that, it's just ready to slice into super thin jerky slices. Now, to make my jerky a little bit easier to trim and slice, I actually just popped this corned beef flat into the freezer for about 45 minutes, and it tightened it up just enough that it'll make this cutting process a lot easier. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to take my super sharp knife and cut this corned beef brisket into about 1/8 of an inch thick slices. It's okay if they're not perfect. We're doing this at home. If you have a meat slicer at home, you can probably make that happen too. I'm just going to go at it with a knife and hopefully I can get pretty even slices. Oh, against the grain. All right, I'm happy with the slice on this jerky. Now I'm going to set half of it aside and leave it plain. This is just classic corned beef jerky. Remember, it has all of the salt, all of the brine situation that it needs to be deliciously flavored. The other half I'm going to play with a little bit, and I'm going to season it with a pastrami seasoning so that I can have half corned beef and half pastrami flavor, just because I think it sounds delicious. So I'm going to mix up a little spice blend here. I have a tablespoon of brown sugar. To that I'm going to add a tablespoon of coarse black pepper, a tablespoon of ground coriander, very classic pastrami flavor, a tablespoon of smoked paprika. This will give us a kiss of color and a little bit of smokiness on top of the smoke that we're going to get from cooking it in the smoker, a teaspoon of ground mustard, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. And you'll notice I didn't add any salt to this seasoning. I don't think it needs it. This jerky is already pretty salty as is because it's just going to concentrate all of those corned beef flavors into the meat. So no added salt in the seasoning. Just going to grab a couple pinches of that seasoning, sprinkle it over my pastrami pile of corned beef slices, and then just massage it in with my hands. I actually think that looks great. Now we're just going to get our corned beef and our pastrami jerky onto the smoker. I've got it preheated to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use your favorite wood with this. I already have some apple and cherry rolling in there, so that's what we're sticking with today. And it will probably take about 2.5 to 3 hours to smoke. I'm going to come out at the 1.5-hour mark, flip that jerky around to avoid any hot spots, and make sure it's all cooking evenly. Sleep tight, meat babies. Corned beef and pastrami jerkies have been on for about 1.5 hours. We're going to check on them and give them a little flip, move them around if we need to, so that they all cook evenly. I'm going to close these up and then I'll come back and check them again in about 1 hour. Some of the thinner pieces might be done in like 45 minutes. So I'm going to start keeping an eye on it at this point so that it's totally done to the texture that I like. Our corned beef and pastrami jerkies have been on for just about 3 hours. They're ready to come off the smoker. They have the perfect bend. They've really reduced in size and they look amazing. They've really taken on that deep red mahogany color from the smoke, and I can't wait to try them. All right, our jerky is gonna come off of the smoker, and while it's still warm, I'm gonna put it into a gallon zip top bag, and we're just gonna let the warmth of the jerky kind of steam inside the bag. It's gonna redistribute all the moisture between all these jerky pieces and make them the perfect texture. Now, the only real question is, which one do I want to try first? I've had the corned beef jerky many a time, so I'm gonna go with the pastrami today. Oh, here's a perfect piece. I'm excited. This is different. This has the perfect chew. It's smoky. You get all of the brininess and that corned beef flavor, but then the pastrami seasoning on the outside. It's got black pepper and coriander. This is absolutely delicious. A perfect snack. And I have to be honest with you, way easier than doing all of the marinating, all of the prep work. It literally was slice it, season it, and get it on the smoker. You guys have to give this recipe a try at home. If you do, snap a photo, post it online, use the hashtag #HeyGirlHey. That way I'll see it and I can cheer you on your journey to becoming a backyard barbecue hero. Have a good one, you guys.